Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. I hope you all are doing well. In today's video we have a fully faired bike with us. A fully faired bike by Suzuki, the SF 250. So last year we had the Gixxer SF 250 BS4 with us, and this time it is the BS6. What has changed we are going to tell you, but before that, special thanks to Dhone Suzuki for providing us this bike for this review. You can visit their dealership for best offers in Pune on Suzuki products. And don't worry, because they are following all these safety guidelines issued by the government. Now before we begin with the review, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring that bell so you never miss an update from Rev Explorers. You can also get in touch with us on our social media pages on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. So, shall we begin? The SF 250 has transitioned from BS4 to BS6, but Suzuki has not done any cosmetic changes. The only thing that has changed is the engine now being BS6 compliant. So in the front you get to see that powerful LED headlight with bulb style turn indicators mounted on the fairing. I feel that Suzuki should answer our call to mount the LED indicators on the bike. Then in the front you have the same telescopic front forks and a 110/70 section MRF revs tire. So it is a radial tire mounted on a 17-inch diamond cut alloy wheel. The SF 250 also gets a dual channel ABS. Along with that is the 300mm disc brake in the front with biber calipers. From the side profile as well, the SF 250 looks just like the BS4 SF 250. It is available in 3 colors: matte silver, matte black and MotoGP edition. So for MotoGP edition you have to pay 1000 extra on this bike. Along with that it gets a 12-liter fuel tank and has a claimed fuel efficiency of somewhere around 35 to 38 kmpl. So you will get 35 kmpl in the cities and 38 kmpl on the highways. And below this fuel tank is a 249cc SOHC fuel injected engine. Now this is an oil cooled engine, but it uses the Suzuki oil cooling system, that is SOCS. And this engine is mated with a 6-speed gearbox. The maximum power generated by this engine is 26.5 PS at 9300 RPM and the peak torque is 22 Nm at 7300 RPM. The complete bike weighs 161 kgs and the ground clearance is 165 mm, which is decent enough for a fully faired bike like this. The SF 250 gets a split seat and it is a decently padded seat. In fact, it is more cushionier than any bike I have ridden in this segment. And definitely Suzuki has improved on this one, because I remember the Gixxer SF first generation, the seats were really hard and now they are very comfortable. To enhance your riding experience, you get a 7-way adjustable monoshock in the rear and this twin muffler exhaust. Now it has got multiple chrome treatments and it looks good. Let's check it out how it sounds. The SF 250 gets wider tires. This one is 150/60 MRF revs. So this one is also a radial tire and it is mounted on a 17-inch diamond cut alloy wheel. With that you get 220mm disc brake which gets ABS assistance. So it is a dual channel ABS, as I already said. And from the rear end as well, it looks just like the BS4 SF 250. The LED tail lights and the bulb turn indicators. Now let's quickly hop onto the saddle and check out the instrument cluster. And as I already said, it is a very comfortably padded saddle. The saddle height is 795 mm and I can easily get both of my feet on the ground. And if you are above 5'4", you can easily ride this bike. Now let's check out the instrument cluster. Now it is a negative backlit instrument cluster which is completely digital with the shift light on the top, and over here is the digital tachometer, gear position indicator, digital speedometer, digital odometer and trip meter with time on the right hand side and the fuel gauge. Now you have multiple indicators on the left and the right. The left one are engine malfunction, neutral, left turn indicator, high beam indicator. On the right hand side is the right turn indicator, ABS indicator, engine temperature light and a warning light. Coming to the handlebar, these are clip-on handlebars and on the right hand side you have the kill switch and the self start switch. Now this is an easy start switch, so one click and go. On the left hand side you have the pass switch, the headlight control, the turn indicator control and the horn. Sadly it is a single tone horn and it has been like that since the generation 1 Gixxer SF. So now it's time to ride this 250, and before we go on a ride, don't forget to wear your helmet and follow all road safety rules. As I said, the SF250 is very comfortable for urban commute as well as your weekend rides. You can easily go a full tank without popping out of the saddle. The riding posture is also slightly aggressive with slightly rear set foot pegs and a curved rider seat. But don't worry, because this posture has no stress on your back or your shoulders. You can easily ride it. However, you might feel slight pressure on your palms, but that too if you are new to this genre. Once you get used to it, it becomes more fun to ride. The fit and finish of the bike is absolutely amazing. However, the windscreen is not that useful in lowering the air drag on high speed. But the fairing does a great job in keeping the bike stable at high speed. While we are on the topic of high speed, let's talk about the engine that makes it possible. The engine is smooth and refined as always. It is comparatively silent and still holds that snorkeling sound when you push it to the red line. In the process of making this bike BS6 compliant, the peak power has now shifted slightly up in the rev range. It is now delivered at 9300 rpm instead of that 9000 mark. And the torque has also slightly gone down by 0.4 Nm. But it is now available early in the rev range. With that said, you won't be able to make out the difference because the weight has not increased by much. And it still holds that initial pickup. However, the real fun starts post the mid-range at somewhere above 5000 rpm. After that, the bike pulls very well. The other two things I like about this bike are, first, it has no vibrations whatsoever even if you rev it out to the red line, which is a very good thing. Second, despite of having no fins on the engines and being an oil-cooled system, you never feel the heat. This bike does get a cooling fan, but it's for cooling the oil, which is a patent technology by Suzuki, and it works very well. The bike gets a 6-speed unit which is smooth to shift and has that Suzuki's click. Every time you shift the gear, giving you a confirmation the gear has been engaged. There is no problem at all if you are doing aggressive shifting. In fact, the clutch is light and smooth, making your life easy in traffic. The only upgrade I can feel that this bike should get is a slipper clutch because the competition already has it. Something I really wanted Gixxer SF to improve on was brakes, especially the rear one. I feel they have heard it. With the new Biber calipers in place, both the brakes inspire good confidence in you. I can say the rear brakes now has a good bite and feedback, which is an unusual case in the bikes. And the front brake is great enough to bring you to a standstill in no time. Simultaneously, the ABS will make sure that none of your wheels lock and you safely come to a halt. With a good cushioned seat, you might feel that it will have a softly sprung suspension setup to make it a good commuter type bike, but it's not. The bike can very well take on rough roads when you are riding it on city speeds, but if you go hot into bumps, well, you are going to feel it, and the reason for that is the handling characteristics. I mean, when will you take the advantage of the superior grip of these fat MRF revs? Well, the answer is in the corners, and for that you should have slightly stiff suspension setup, which makes this bike more fun to ride on the ghats and on the highways. Overall, I'll say that the bike is amazing to ride. You get that sporty look and stance without compromising much on your comfort. So this bike can be taken on long rides and also can be utilized for urban commute. I say so because if it is used wisely, it gives you a great fuel economy that no bike in this segment can promise. Along with that, there is no heating problem at all. I know there are few improvement points in this bike, but you tell me which bike doesn't have them. Nothing is perfect. So we settle down with things which are imperfectly perfect for us. Our ride with the SF250 has come to an end. But the best thing I liked about this bike is that it is very comfortable. Now it is not that aggressive as its orange competitor, so it has slightly less power, but then what is the harm? Because you can easily take it on long rides as well as use it for city commute. It is a very good bike, not really aggressive, and I really had fun with this bike. And if you're thinking of owning this bike, it is just 1.77 lakhs ex-showroom Delhi. And if you like the MotoGP edition, it is just 1000 rupees more than this one. With that said, our review has come to an end. I hope you did like this video. Do give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring that bell so you never miss an update from Rev Explorers. You can also go ahead and check out our Instagram, Facebook and Twitter pages. We would love to have a chat with you. Last but not the least, if you have any doubts or any queries, feel free to put it in the comment section below. We'll try to respond to you as soon as possible. We'll see you again in the next video. Till that time, stay home and stay safe. Bye bye.